The Walking Dead Comic Covers, Volume 17, Something to Fear, which includes issues 97 through 102. And if you're a huge fan of The Walking Dead comic, you will want to stay to the end of this video to see what on these covers foreshadows the last battle that ends All Out War. For the first time, and the only time to date in this series, we get a uniform cover style for the whole story arc. But before we go over the first prints, take a look at this. Using the second prints to issues 97, 98, 99, 101, and 102, and then the third print of issue 100, you could create a very cool and unique connected comic cover poster with Negan holding Lucille. Now, the second print to issue 100 wasn't a part of this connected cover set. It was this black cover with blood splatter and Negan holding Lucille. And now, on to the first prints. Number 97. We'll start these covers off with a very bold story arc title, Something to Fear, Part 1, and the face hidden in the shadows of this chainsaw-wielding savior. In issue 100, when our group is surrounded and Negan makes his first appearance, the panels show shoes stepping out of a truck, hands of men jumping out of the bed of a pickup truck, and tons of weapons, and a chainsaw is one of those weapons. Now, I have always believed that these covers could be a mysterious character portrait version of the events and characters from that ambush scene, because a lot of these weapons portrayed on the covers are in the ambush scene. But also, with this character in particular on the cover of 97, he's also at the end of 97, and he's one of the only characters on the cover in this set who is very identifiable between the cover and inside the comic, as if these covers are a mix between the ambush scene and a particular savior inside the comic. Number 98 is part 2, and it features a savior with an axe, who can also be seen during the ambush scene. A few men are holding axe in this scene, but one of them specifically holds the axe in a very similar way as on the cover. But also, inside this very issue, a savior holds an axe in the very same position. However, the outfit and the savior himself are not as identifiable as issue 97. Number 99 is part 3, and this savior holds a sledgehammer. Again, it's just like one found in the hands of a savior inside issue 100 at the ambush scene. But there isn't a savior in this issue holding a sledgehammer. Number 100 is part 4, and yet again it has another savior on the cover with his face in the shadows. But this is no ordinary thug. This is their leader. This is the very first cover appearance of Negan and Lucille, his weapon of choice, the now iconic baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. Number 101 is part 5, and this crossbow-wielding savior is also not just any old thug. He was already introduced a few issues back as Dwight, the man who killed Abraham. It also makes sense that Dwight is on this particular cover because he's actually captured and he's a hostage in this issue. Number 102 is part 6. A final savior thug with a machete graces the cover of this issue. This savior stands out from the ones before him on the other covers because there's nothing that resembles him inside any of these 6 issues. Now that we've taken a look at all 6 covers in this story arc, let's look at some very clever foreshadowing on these covers that hinted to something that happened in the very end of All Out War. In Negan's final attack, he had his men gunk up their weapons. They used all the rot on the zombies to put on their blades to act as poison. That way, if they just wounded somebody by stabbing them, that wound will become fatal. Every character on these covers has a gunked up weapon. The chainsaw, the axe, the hammer, the bat, the machete. Except Dwight. His arrow is clean. And in All Out War, he was the only one that didn't gunk up his weapon, which is something that saved the life of Rick Grimes. Something to Fear Story Arc Stats. None of the 6 covers are actual scenes from the story. 3 out of 6 covers have characters making a first cover appearance. Those characters are the Bald Savior, who is a very minor character, but he is an exact match for the figure on issue 97. Next is Negan on issue 100, and then Dwight on issue 101. The other figures on issue 98, 99, and 102 just don't match enough of the characters inside the comics to link them together. And none of the 6 covers feature walkers. And finally, Rick Grimes doesn't appear on any of the 6 covers. My favorite cover from this story arc is number 100. Runner-ups, number 101 and number 97. Honorable mention, number 102. Fifth, number 98. Least favorite, number 99. I enjoy the 6 cover set and the uniformed look. They just simply got it right. With the yellowish and white, the red streaks in the black, the bold title taking up a good section of the cover, and the blacked out faces keeping some mystery alive even when the covers were previewed months in advance. Be sure to vote for your favorite covers down in that comment box. Once this cover series catches up, we will be taking a look back and picking out the fan-voted favorite covers. Next is a very special issue 100 variant cover video. And then we go on to volume 18, What Comes After.